Hi, I am Lamarr Townsend Tarot. I am a psychic, an astrologer, a tarot reader, and an energy channeler. And I'm here to talk about 4 signs that you and your partner are not compatible in a love relationship and what to do about it. So thank you for listening and watching. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, comment, and share with your friends and family. Keep in touch with me on my social media pages, Lamarr Townsend Tarot, spelled just like my YouTube name, on Instagram and Facebook. And also make sure that when you hit the bell next to the subscribe button on my YouTube channel that you hit all notifications so you get a notification every time I go live or upload a brand new video. If you would be interested in a personal reading from me, I do astrology, natal chart, birth chart readings. I also do psychic tarot readings, and I also do candle work. I do have a special right now, the New Year 2020 special, where you get 1 candle of your choice. I do love candles, protection candles, money candles, and more. You get a 30-minute recorded psychic tarot reading and a 30-minute recorded birth chart reading. I have other specials as well that you can check out at lamarrtownsendtarot.com/specials. But I also do phone readings and more. I actually have to get back to a client in a minute that wants to schedule a phone reading, I believe tonight. But anyways, thank you for listening and watching. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 4 signs, 4 major signs that you and your partner are not compatible in a love relationship. So if you have at least one of these signs, it means that, or maybe even 2 of these signs that show up in your love relationship that you're not compatible. I'm going to tell you some ways to work on it and to figure it out. But if you have all 4 of these major signs, you may want to rethink your relationship altogether, alright? So these are the 4 signs that you and your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or wife are not compatible in a long-term love relationship. Let's get into it. So as you all know, I am a psychic, a tarot reader, an energy channeler, and an astrologer, alright? And astrology is a big part of what I do. And I have a lot of clients, many clients that come to me on a daily basis, on a monthly basis. Sometimes I'll have clients that come to me one month and the next month and I don't remember who they are the next month until I get deep in their reading and I'm like, oh wait, now I remember your reading. But I notice a big theme when it comes to these, when love relationships that come up for me, and I'm sure other astrologers and psychics as well, is actually compatibility in relationships, specifically love relationships. A lot of people that want badly a relationship to work with someone, want badly for someone to love them back, but there's just not the compatibility there. And a lot of people, think that there's something they can do to make that person want you, to make the relationship work, but it all boils down to compatibility. So in this video, we're going to be talking in terms of astrology. Everyone has an astrology birth chart. An astrology birth chart or natal chart is basically, excuse me, I have my window open. It's kind of hot here in Virginia, even though it's January, which is winter season here, but weather's bipolar here in Virginia. So if you're a Virginian, hit the like button, okay? Born and raised, by the way. In astrology, like I was saying, everyone has a natal chart, everyone has a birth chart, which is basically the placement of the planets at the time you were born. So yes, you may be a sun sign and whatever, but you also have a moon sign, a rising sign of Venus, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, Pluto, Saturn, and all so on and so forth, in the North Node, and a first house, second house, third house, blah, blah, blah. Well, in my opinion, there are 4 major houses in an astrological birth chart that play a big role in compatibility when it comes to love relationships. And those, in my opinion, are the 2nd house, which is ruled by Venus, which is the house of personal finances, our sense of security, as in having a roof over our head, having a job, alright, and constant money coming in, our personal belongings, property, houses, and things like that. The 3rd house, which is the house of communication, intellect, and the mind, alright, ruled by Mercury. The 4th house, which is the house of our emotions, what we need to feel emotionally secure, to open up and be vulnerable and feel comfortable. The 4th house also rules our relationship to our family and our home, the mother, our childhood, and things like that. And also, in my opinion, the 7th house, which is actually the house of our first marriage, our business partnerships, and things of that nature, traditionally also ruled by Venus. By the way, the 4th house is ruled by the moon. So these are the 4 major houses that play a big role in compatibility. Now there are, of course, other houses, such as your rising sign, your 5th house, and so on and so forth. But in terms of the 4 major, basic foundations of a relationship, in terms of your astrological chart, to kind of activate something within you to feel something towards someone enough to develop the relationship and envelop the relationship into yourself. These four major astrological charts, or these four major astrological placements in a birth chart, have to be compatible with your partner. So, number one sign that you and your partner are not compatible in a long-term relationship is that you do not have similar goals, or you do not have similar aspirations in life. You do not have similar ways of operating in a way that is sufficient for yourself but also for your partner. Now, this is things like money management. Like, if you are really good at managing your money but your partner is really, really bad at managing their money, that could be an incompatibility there. Or if you're trying to move up the ladder in your career and you want to own property and you want to do this and that, but your partner is more like not into those types of things, they're fine sitting at home all day doing nothing, that probably means that your second house, your goals and aspirations, your drive for money, your drive to have something for yourself are not compatible. Alright, now this deals with the individual self, the self on an individual level. When the self on an individual level is ambitious and, and has a drive to succeed, then a relationship should make you even feel more empowered to succeed. It should further that drive in you, so especially if you have someone that has compatible goals as you do, compatible aspirations. For example, someone that would have compatible second house energy would be power couples. People like, maybe like Beyonce and Jay-Z or something like that. Like, it's almost like a business partnership, but really the two people just have similar goals and aspirations in their life, and they just mesh well together. Sometimes this energy can like be the basis and the foundation of a relationship, like, and will keep two people together forever, because the basic needs are met. People will stay with people who there's not compatibility in the other, placements or the other energies that I'm about to talk about. But if those second house needs are being met, someone's needs are being paid for. This is like a sugar daddy, sugar mama situation, sugar baby kind of situation, all right? At the bare minimum level, you know what I'm talking about? So if there's no compatibility in terms of your goals and aspirations, in terms of your ability to go and get for yourself, then there's likely to be some issues there. So one way to mitigate this is to it depends on which partners are actually, like, where they are in their lives. Say you're the person in your relationship who's striving for more for yourself, who's going to school or something like that. Try to empower your partner, try to support your partner, encourage your partner to do something that they're interested in. Maybe if they're interested in gaming, get them like looking into voice acting, or like doing their own game or something like that. Like, try to support your partner and encourage your partner, but do it in a way that makes sense for them. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you may have to cut your losses, to be honest, because sometimes people are absolutely set in their ways. So this is one of those things where you it's either you sacrifice, or you either sacrifice or settle, or you find someone who is on your level. The second sign that you and your partner are not compatible in a love relationship is if your communication needs are not being met in the relationship, or if there's no mental connection, meaning you really have nothing to talk about, or you don't have a lot of the same interests. You have to force yourself to be interested in the things they're interested in, or they have to force themselves to be interested in the things that that you're interested in. In terms of communication, this can be like the energy of like ghosting in terms of communication, just completely ceasing communication, and that's an issue for you, or vice versa, you ghosting on someone else and that's an issue for them. That's like no compatibility, right? Also, in terms of a lot of fighting or arguing between the two of you, that can mean that, the compatibility between the two of you in terms of that third house energy, that Mercury energy, is just not compatible. Sometimes, actually, Mercury, like if you have opposition energy in your third house and between you and your partner, that can be the catalyst of a lot of fights, especially if it's like a fire sign versus well, these would be the only ones, but a fire sign versus an air sign, or an earth sign versus a water sign. All right, can be some definitely in opposition at least. Energy for arguments. Squares, in terms of communication, that third house energy can also create some tension, some trust issues and things like that. So, trust issues can also be a sign that you and your partner are not compatible, because trust deals with communication, and that kind of energy. Trust also deals with fourth house emotions and things like that, like emotional trauma, but we're not there yet. So, these are some signs that you and your partner don't, are maybe not so compatible in relationships. So, what are some ways to mitigate this? One way is to try to get interested, or try to learn about things that your partner is interested in, or vice versa. If your partner really likes you or really loves you, then they will be willing to, try or, learn about some things that you're interested in, even if they don't understand it. All right. If there are arguments, which naturally there are going to be arguments in a relationship, right? Then you and your partner are willing to work it out, are willing to, come to some resolution in terms of the conflict, fix the problem together. You don't need to fight. You don't need to throw things. You don't need to not talk to each other for 5 days. You just nip it in the bud right then and there. That is a sign that you and your partner are compatible in a love relationship. So I would say, it depends on your situation, but when it comes to communication, sometimes, once again, it's like you have to learn how to cut your losses if you're not getting what you want. But also, when it comes to fighting, figure a way to work it out without fighting. There are a lot of ways to work out a relationship without fighting. For example, try fighting naked or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You just have to make it fun and figure it out for your relationship in terms of that third house energy, in terms of communication and that mental connection. Because that's what's going to make the relationship fun. The third sign that you and your partner are not compatible in a love relationship is that your emotional needs are not being fulfilled in the relationship, or you do not feel emotionally secure in the relationship. This can be the energy of always questioning whether or not your partner is cheating on you, or whether or not your partner really loves you. Maybe you feel like your partner doesn't emotionally understand you, or doesn't emotionally nurture you, isn't affectionate with you, doesn't maybe like being around you or something like that. Or maybe you like being around your partner a lot, but they don't like the clinginess. That can be an issue of compatibility. Maybe you like living with your partner, maybe you like sleeping in the same bed with your partner every night, but they like their alone time a lot. That can be an issue of compatibility. Sometimes, depending on that second house energy, that third house energy, or even that seventh house energy, certain aspects of the fourth house can be overlooked. It all deals with, kind of understanding your own needs emotionally, what you need to feel emotionally secure, and figuring out ways to provide that for yourself. For example, if your partner does like alone time a lot, kind of find ways to give them their space, but find something that you like to do. Find something that you can enjoy on your own. If it deals with trust issues when it comes to your partner, talk to your partner. Activate that third house energy, all right, and communicate with your partner more. Ask your partner to communicate with you more. Or it could be that you have some issues within yourself emotionally, traumatically, that need to be worked through, possibly on your own, maybe possibly with your partner. It all depends on the situation, right? Also, family issues and mother issues can play a role with the fourth house energy as well. That's that emotional nurturing, alright? So if you're not getting the emotional nurturing that you need in your relationship, that could be a big sign that you and your partner are not compatible, because the fourth house is a big part of that moon energy, plays a big role in a relationship. That activates our vulnerability. That activates our ability to soften our hearts a little bit to our partner and open up about the good and the bad, allowing them to see the good and the bad within ourselves. And if we don't feel comfortable doing that, then that's a sign that our relationship may not necessarily be the one. So either we need to work on things within ourselves to rectify the situation, or figure out a way to work something out with your partner where both of you become vulnerable and open up to each other. Alright? Because we all want a relationship where we feel emotionally secure. And we feel comfortable being emotionally vulnerable. The final and fourth sign that you and your partner are not compatible in a relationship, and I actually wrote a book on this called Zodiac Signs Sex Language, but if you and your partner do not understand each other's love language. Now listen, we all have our own ways of expressing love, okay? And it all depends on our 7th house, but it also, excuse me by the way, it also depends on our 4th house, our moon energy. So some of us, for example, are affectionate in love. Some of us aren't so affectionate in love. We don't like being touched all the time. We don't like PDA. We don't like cuddling all night, every night. You know, sometimes we like our alone space. There are some people who express their love by doing things for others. There's some people who express their love by protecting others, by putting their needs and their wants first, you know, and, you know, doing what they feel is in their best self-interest, alright, without even asking their partner sometimes, you know. So there's different ways of expressing love, so you need to find out the way that your partner expresses love, alright, and figure it out early, alright, because this can definitely be an issue of compatibility. If you are affectionate and your partner's not affectionate, this is going to be an issue when you want to cuddle and you want to kiss your partner and you want to wrap your arms around them and they do it for about 5 seconds until they're like, okay, like enough. It may hurt your feelings. It may make you not feel wanted. It may make you feel like my partner doesn't love me or something like that. Figure out your love language. Figure out how you express love and figure out how you like love to be expressed to you, because sometimes we're not so affectionate, but we like affection deep down. That's maybe something you need to work on within yourself, you know, because if you love your partner and you like your partner and you're willing to work something out with them, then you'll kind of figure out a way to melt your walls to get more comfortable with being affectionate, you know, because that's your partner's love language. You know, if you're a giver, you know, be upfront about that. You know, if you like to give gifts, do that, you know. Set the tone of your love language early, because this is how you're going to express love, or be expected to express love throughout the duration of your relationship, alright? And if there's no understanding of your love language or your partner's love language or the dynamic of the love language between you and your partner, this is going to create fusion. This is where we have, does my partner really love me? I can't tell. They don't call me, they don't text me, but you're not setting the tone that I need to be called and I need to be texted. I need constant communication. My 3rd house needs to be activated in order to feel loved. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you must understand your love language. This is why it's so important to get a birth chart reading, I'm telling you. So these are some signs that you and your partner, you know, 4 major signs that you and your partner do not get along and what to do about it. You and your partner do not have the same goals or aspirations. You and your partner do not have a mental connection, or the communication between you two is incompatible, alright? There's no emotional connection, alright? You don't feel emotionally secure, your partner doesn't feel emotionally secure, emotionally needed, emotionally wanted, or their emotions or your emotions are not being fulfilled. There could be trauma as well. Lastly, you and your partner are not compatible in terms of how you express love, your love languages. I hope you understood what I'm talking about, and I hope it made sense. Thank you for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, comment, and share with your friends and family. Keep in touch with me on my social media, Lamarr Townsend Tarot on Instagram and Facebook. And also make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get a notification every time I go live. Hit the all button, all notifications button. And once again, if you would be interested in a personal reading from me, I am available and I would love to read for you. My website, once again, is lamarrtownsendtarot.com. You can also call me or text me at 703-791-9162. I am available for readings, and I actually have to get to a client right now. So I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you in the next video, or I'll see you for your own personal reading. Either way, I'll see you soon.